One of my favorite parts of attending a film festival is going in blind to movies I never even heard before. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad, and sometimes it's immensely intense. This is my review of Nitram. Set in Australia in the mid-90s, we follow Nitram, who lives with his mother and father in the suburbs. And these were real people, and we followed their day-to-day lives leading up to the 1996 Port Arthur massacre in Tasmania. Before I properly start with my review, I want to know your thoughts on Nitram, if you've seen it, if you're excited. I know this hits very close to home if any Australians are watching this review. So I hope you feel comfortable enough to share with us your thoughts. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. As I said in the opening, I was as blind as possible into this film. I was convinced to watch it because it was directed by Kurzel, one of my favorite directors, that despite having directed Assassin's Creed, he has won back my good graces with The History of the Cali Gang and of course Macbeth and Snowtown. This is one of the most uncomfortable movies I have seen in recent memory. Movies that deal with such a heavy subject matter are hard to watch by default, but they become even harder when they're about a real tragedy. And Nitram fully absorbs you into its world, and it becomes an unbearable slow burn thriller. It's challenging, it's a frustrating dissection of a mass murder, and a film like this will always generate discourse, and no easy answers will come of this, but I think for what this film is going for, it does that very well. Number 1, Caleb Landry Jones. Holy fucking shit, I never knew he had this kind of prowess in him. He is tremendously fantastic. Every lingering shot on him is dripping with tension off the screen. It doesn't let you go. You're almost pulled into him like an fucking evil magnet, to the point of discomfort. It almost doesn't feel like he's acting. You're just seeing this one man living these experiences, these day-to-day occurrences, until he does something really fucking evil and really fucking stupid. And that is thanks to Kurzel's direction, which is very restrained, very subdued. He doesn't go for sensationalism. He just lets you watch the day-to-day of this dude to the point where it's kind of not impressive. He even avoids humanizing him to the maximum degree. The film is called Nitram, which is Martin, the name of the real-life murderer in reverse. And at any point in this film, you never hear anybody call him Martin. His parents never address him by name. Whenever people talk to him, they never call him by his name. At points, characters will call him Nitram, which turns out was a nickname in school that he did not care for. That's the only thing you ever hear this character being called, which I found a very smart choice. This film constantly keeps you at an arm's bay from this character. It never lets you relate to him, it never lets you understand him. Not at any point is this man or his actions or his thoughts humanized. His sense of humor from the beginning is pretty sickening. So the film always smartly maintains that distance from you, the person watching it, and the person this film is about. You're a fly on the wall, you're simply observing, you're never meant to relate to him, which is a great choice because this film will leave you very uncomfortable. It's the old Hitchcock rule of knowing there's a bomb in the room will immediately raise the tension more because you don't know when the bomb will go off. This entire film is just letting you know a bomb is in the room, and so you're just waiting. You're observing this man's life, you know something bad is going to happen, you constantly have this off feeling about him. I do want to give a special shout out to Essie and Molly Davis, who are both in this film and are tremendous. Molly Davis especially, who plays the mother. I felt so much pain for this character. I felt so off-put by this character at points, purposefully so. One of the things that Kurzel does that is challenging is not exactly paint the mother as the best person in the world either, but it still paints her as a mother who is suffering. A woman who sees her son as something is not right with him. And I think that's very interesting that he took that approach. With a story like this, it's never easy to talk about issues due to how effective it is, but I did feel like narratively and structurally it went around the same beats as you'd expect it to do as far as a story is concerned on a script. It never does anything exactly challenging, like the direction and the approach to the cinematography and what they decide to show and not show. That is challenging. Nitram is a stomach-churning, deeply disturbing thriller, oozing tension and intensity out of every lingering frame. This one, despite its appalling subject matter, does stand out for all the right reasons on how to treat a subject as this. Caleb Landry Jones is a tour de force through this entire film, and Kurzel, thankfully, does not go the extra mile to make us understand our character. That is never the point, thankfully. I'm giving Nitram a B. Those are my thoughts on Nitram. Be warned that this is not an easy watch. Do not be at a party with your friends who like movies and decide to watch this film. This is something that will have your stomach turning. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to let me know your thoughts on Nitram in the comments below if you're excited or you've seen it. And if you like what you saw here, make sure to click the subscribe button so you do not miss any future conversation on your favorite movies and TV. And of course, stay aware of all the London Film Festival coverage. There should be a playlist right here with all the London Film Festival films I've reviewed thus far. There are many more coming, so I hope to see you in those. So until then, love each other and love the movies.